This corn snake was missing for 5 months before being found in a library. We managed to find the owner, but the corn snake had gone missing again. But we did re-find him. So here are some steps to help you find your missing pet snake. Step 1. Completely empty the enclosure. You want to remove the substrate as well, as sometimes they're just hiding underneath that. If you've got a heat cage, you should have a heat cage if you've got a heat bulb, because this helps prevent burns with snakes. Check around that and check any wiring going from the heat and thermostats, as sometimes they've just followed that up. During this time, you also want to check for any escape routes in your enclosure. With baby hognoses and baby corn snakes, what they can do is where the 2 pieces of glass meet in a vivarium is they can squeeze through that gap. So check the width of that as well. You'll be amazed at what they can fit through. Step 2 is you want to check around the entire room of where your enclosure is. So start at the wall because that's where they feel most secure. Behind the radiators, any drawers, cupboards. If you're in a bedroom in particular, take all the drawers out, empty them completely, check the cupboard, and then make your way into the middle of the room. So if your bed's in the middle of the room, then check that last. You're going to repeat this step in every single room after that. So again, starting with the room closest to the room with the enclosure. If you do have any like holes or crevices that you can't see down, what you can do is get yourself one of these. This is an earwax removal tool camera. They connect to your phone and they just allow you to fit into small spaces. If you do have a snake that has gone in a small hole and you can't get to them, but they could potentially come back out, you can entice them with food as long as you're using frozen food. Do not put a live mouse or bird down. They're just going to go missing too. So use frozen food. You will have to replace this quite often though, because it will end up stinking if you're leaving out for too long and it's not going to be nice to eat. If you're a snake, don't eat it. If you're a human, I mean you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, you let your neighbours know that your snake's gone missing. If you've got any local social media groups such as like Facebook, town groups, post on there. It can happen when neighbours find your snake. If they don't like snakes, they're gonna want to know who it belongs to. You also want to contact your local vet practice, animal rescues, animal shops, because if you don't know who an animal belongs to, they're the first place that you're going to contact. They do tend to have a rule in the UK where if your pet has been found and the owner doesn't come forward for 7 days, you can rehome that pet. You can prevent this by having your pet microchipped, as they will then try to contact you first because they should have all of your details. If your pet is microchipped, please make sure the microchip is up to date. Other things that you can do is you can use like paper bags, plastic bags, foil. You can put them at the entrance of each door, so it should create some noise as they like climb over them. Always, always, always recheck areas that you've already checked. The place that this corn snake was hiding, I'd actually checked 4 times previously. So you do that. If they're not large enough to make a noise when going over something, what you can also do is use flour, as they can then leave tracks. There was something else. You can also buy cameras. Bear in mind that some do have subscription fees, so this can be quite an expensive way to do it, but it is a really good way of finding your snake, especially if they have infrared cameras and you've got a species that tends to move at night. So as I said, we did manage to find him again. He has returned home. He was actually in one of the first places I looked, which was in the room with the quarantine tub. Please bear in mind that if you do take in a new reptile, whether fostering or keeping them, you should always quarantine them away from reptiles that you have already. This will help avoid spreading parasites or disease. Always use different tools as well when feeding or handling. So yeah, he'd managed to escape the tub. I had created a hole for the thermostat probe. He'd managed to squeeze through that, slide down, go across the wall into the cupboard and then into a box. I'm very happy that he has gone home and I hope he does not go missing again. I hope the owner is also very happy that he has returned. He did have to buy a whole new setup because he had sold it on. If you do have a snake or did have a snake that went missing, you did find them, please write in the comments where you found them. It'd be really interesting to know if they all go in the same, like similar places. And if you are still missing your reptile, I hope you find them soon. Have a good day. Bye.